Hello and welcome to T Money Talks. In this week's episode, T Money's just gonna vibe it out, talk about things that's been going on during the week, what they've been up to, and just about anything that comes up onto their mind while they slowly bring us back into our regularly scheduled T Money Talks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Hello to everyone who is tuning in to T Money Talks right now. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? How is everything going? So today has been a time. I cannot express to you how wild of a turn today took. I woke up, I organized, I'm up again. I noticed the likes, apologies whenever we're continuing. Anyways, today I woke up and for whatever reason, I decided to organize my closet, my dresser. I don't have an actual dresser. I have storage kind of units, plastic storage dressers is what I have. Anyways, so they're kind of small, so I gotta fold everything a certain way to make everything fit. So anyways, today for whatever reason was the day that I decided I'm gonna finally go through all my things and fix it so it's completely organized and my room is finally as clean as I have ever wanted it to be. And that's what I did today. And I did that, then I cleaned some more, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna record the podcast today because I am ready to dive right into that, not really with the topic, but just kind of vibe with it, really tip my toes back into the water as I get back into the whole T Money Talks vibe about what T Money Talks is about me talking to myself and getting to know myself. Is so I decided to, in order to get back to that open vulnerability side of me almost, was to kind of vibe it out again like I normally do and just talk and go just vibe and just talk, and then let whatever things or messages I receive them through me. And if I receive no messages, it's okay. We're here, we're vibing, I'm having fun, and who knows what's gonna happen. And besides, this is just to help you guys get some better quality content. So yes. But before I forget, I did want to say I would like to thank some new listeners in the Netherlands and India. Thank you for listening to whoever you may be. I do not know, but it is a pleasure to have you on board with T Money Talks. I hope you are enjoying yourself ever so much as I am enjoying myself ever so slightly delightfully. Hello. I don't know what happened there. I am so sorry. Anyways, yes, like I said, today took a wild turn. As you can tell, as I'm kind of scattered brained with all my stories that are going on, I just woke up from an hour nap, believe it or not. Yes, if you know me, I do not nap for anything because I will stay awake for so long for no reason whatsoever, and it's really hard for me to take a nap no matter how tired I am. But I took an hour nap today, which was so wild considering the amount of energy I had earlier today and how excited I was to get back into the podcast. And I was like, ooh, and I'm gonna record it early today while the sun's still out, and it's when the sun's just starting to set, and it'll be nice and it'll be a vibe. And then suddenly here I am at 9 p.m. recording the podcast when I really wanted to record it around 6, or honestly no, I wanted to record it around 4 or 5, but it's all right. I wanted to do things with my day. I mean, I didn't want to record it this late either, but it's okay. Things happen. I ended up taking an hour nap because I got kind of sick, and I don't know why. It could have been the KFC. Yes, I eat KFC. Don't come at me. Just let me live my life. This is a safe space. KFC, in my opinion, is good occasionally. So anyways, yeah, so I decided, well, let me lay down and close my eyes and maybe like I'll start to feel better. And so I just turned my lights off, I put my lamp on and had some music on, and I just kind of closed my eyes and rested, and then suddenly I know I woke up and it was an hour later. And here we are. But it's okay. It was a fun time. I am still a little like groggy because I'm kind of waking up from the nap. I figured like this would be the best time to start the podcast, is when I'm just starting to wake up from the nap. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really know what's going on, but like, I'm awake and I'm just trying to be here, you know? It's kind of what's going on with the podcast, but right now, anyways. But it's okay, you know? I still think like this is part of the vibe, it's part of T Money Talks. This is help you, help me. But yeah, I was really ready to dive into this podcast and talk about some stuff about what I've been doing, what I did for Halloween, which I also hope everyone had a happy Halloween. I promised you it was the podcast was just going to be way more organized until I totally hit a slump in the face. It took me for a whole right turn and just completely shifted the energy and the mood, and now my like organized brain that I had prepared is no longer prepared the way I wanted it to be. Which is fine, you know, but it's a vibe. It just adds to the entertainment, darling. Anyways, yes, I hope everyone had a great, safe Halloween. This year I was kind of hoping we were gonna do some very crazy, wild things for this Halloween, but unfortunately we did not. We just sat at home watching some Halloween spooky themed movies to help pass on the days or the time. But other than that, that's about it. But it was still a good time. It was still a good time, you know. However, I was really looking forward to scaring some trick or treaters because I made a great costume. Like, I finally, truly loved a costume for Halloween. I made my own very own costume, and I fell in love with the whole costume. It was all DIY, man. Mostly because it was last minute, because I was like, we're in a freaking pandemic. Why should we even be going out for Halloween? So I didn't really plan on like thinking, oh, I should make a costume or I should go get a costume, you know, because I wasn't thinking like parties, because coronavirus, people are dying. This is a real thing. Ha ha ha. Seriousness. Ha ha ha. Anyways, you know, so I wasn't really thinking of Halloween until it was kind of Halloween and I started to get really excited, like, oh my god, I can't wait to dress up, you know, and started feeling like a kid, is when I decided, oh dear, now I need to make a costume. And so I decided to dress up as a murderer. Yes, folks, I was a murderer for Halloween. And here's what I did. I have some semi fancy shorts. They're blue shorts. They kind of look like the best way I could describe it is a white man's son who is the white kid whose dad is the lawyer. Those are the kind of shorts that they kind of look like, and they're blue, and they're kind of fancy. They're like semi fancy. And then I bought a plain white polo shirt, and then I bought some fake blood. And I made my own shirt. Like, I put fake blood on the shirt. Except here's the thing is the weapon of my choice for murdering is a crowbar. Yes, a crowbar is the weapon I would choose to murder people, because, as Jer once said, what kind of psycho carries a crowbar to murder people? Me, ladies and gentlemen, I am that psycho. I will come murdering people with a crowbar. Just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, so it was a crowbar. And so I knew, like, the way I wanted to make this shirt is I wanted to make it to look as realistic as possible. So, from my point of view, the way I made the shirt was as if I was the victim, as if I was being attacked, as if I was being murdered as I'm making the shirt. So as I would put the fake blood on my hands, I would pull on the collar or like put my handprints and like it's falling, and so making it really look like a person's blood is actually on this shirt, because like I actually fought someone off, like murder them, and it's all over my shirt now. So the shirt looks really great. Like the shirt alone is amazing. The shirt, honestly, is what puts the whole costume together. And honestly, the shirt is so good. I did such a good job on the shirt. Like I am so proud of this shirt that I could wear this shirt out like on a regular day, because that's how good it looks. It just looks like a regular old shirt you could wear out. You might look a little strange, but you still can. And that's why I really loved it, is because I just did a fabulous job on that shirt. And so, yes, I had that shirt. Sorry. I just felt like something was poking me, and it was not. It was just my headphone cord freaked me out for a second. Whew. Gave me the heebie-jeebies. Anyways, yes. So, I had the white shirt, my semi-fancy blue shorts, my crowbar. Then I bought some long white socks, and I did again the same fake blood on the socks, so you could see like the person was attacking me from the feet, whatever. And then I had white shoes, but my white shoes didn't have a speck of blood on them, because I'm just that good. My shoes could not get no blood on them. So it's just my shirt and my socks that had blood on them. And then I had my crowbar and a fedora, which is what really put it all together to give that real creepy, like kind of rich man, white, stalkery, frat boy kind of vibes, that was just all so creepy in the worst but right way. And I was just so ready to scare little kids like that. I was so ready, and then I was so disappointed when no one showed up. And although I was very disappointed because of the amount of candy we had to give away, and I was sad that no one got to really see the hard work of the costume that I put together. But it's okay, because I'm going to use that costume for other projects and other things, so it will not be put to waste, which is lovely. I love that. Now I have an entirely new outfit I could use for so many more things, so many more projects in the future. Anyways, after going over like being sad that like there was no trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood, I was like, it's okay. It makes sense that no one would be trick-or-treating, because again, we are in a pandemic. So I don't know why, for whatever reason, I thought suddenly coronavirus was just gonna pause for a second, so we all could just enjoy Halloween for a night, right? Just gonna pause for us, but it's not. It doesn't. So instead, we stayed in and watched spooky movies and ate and ate some candy that we had, because we have so many. But it's okay. It is okay. We're in a pandemic. It makes sense. It was still honestly, I still had a good time. I still had a lovely Halloween, because I was in my costume, very proudly enjoying and feeling confident, feeling my outfit just a little bit, because for those few hours, I got to pretend I was a rich guy murderer who got away with things, but ultimately does not get away with I don't know, sorry. But yeah, overall it was still a pretty good Halloween. And other than enjoying Halloween, I have still been doing a lot of working on myself. Lately, I've been trying to stop waking up at 12:30, p.m. I don't like to wake up at 12 in the afternoon. Like, yeah, it was fun. It was fun at first, it was like, oh, finally got in all those extra hours. But now it's just like, I want it to stop. I don't like waking up at 12 in the afternoon. So slowly I've been like trying to push myself to wake up a little bit earlier, and now I'm finally able to wake up around 11 a.m. So it's an hour earlier, but it's a huge difference for me because I still lay in bed for about an hour anyways. So I'm out of bed by 12 now. Now, instead of waking up at 12 and getting out of bed and starting my day at 1 p.m., I'm now at least starting my day at 12 p.m., which allows me to feel like I actually still have a day to do things with. And so my goal is to get to 10 a.m. So I really have like part of my morning. I don't want to go any earlier than 10 a.m. just because 10 a.m. is just, to me, honestly seems like the perfect time to wake up in the morning because you still get enough of the morning to have breakfast, and then you have enough time to get hungry again around 12 for lunch, and then it's just perfect time. And then it's the perfect time too, is because I usually take an hour or two before I even get out of my room to start my day because I have to prepare myself for whatever the world is going to throw at me, for whatever the universe has in store for me. I like to ready myself, prepare myself, take the time for myself when I wake up to have that time to enjoy it with being alone, not having been talked to or having had energy thrown at, just having that time when I'm awake to be with me, to check in, to help prepare myself for whatever lies ahead with my day. And so it usually takes me about an hour to get out of my room and start like getting ready and stuff, or at least getting to eat breakfast, which honestly, breakfast I have not been feeling a lot lately. I don't know what it is, but I just don't want to eat breakfast in the morning, and I know I should because it's an important meal of the day, or as they say. But honestly, lately I've just kind of been eating when I feel hungry, when I feel like, oh yeah, I should eat now, not because I am supposed to or because society tells me to, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like if I'm up at 10 a.m., I have to eat breakfast food at 10 a.m., or I have to eat something at 10 a.m. because it's breakfast time and you have to eat. And so I feel like I'm not doing that anymore. I'm kind of like, okay, I don't really get hungry until like 1 or 2 p.m. and that's okay because it's not like I'm starving myself because I don't feel hungry, or I'm not starving myself either. It's just I genuinely am not hungry until 1 or 2 p.m. And then when I do start to feel my stomach get growling and stuff, I'll go into the kitchen, find like a breakfast item, and then I go on and progress throughout the day with the eating. So I am eating, I am taking care of myself. It is not what you think, darling. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of that, just taking time for myself, really getting to know who I am, what I want, and just trying to be the best me I can be. So yeah, right now I am waking up at 11, which is really nice because I do feel like I get a whole lot more of my day. And this week too, I almost didn't want to record the podcast, which is why I'm doing the podcast like kind of like a freestyle, like I'm just vibing with it, because I feel like after having the month of October with a themed episode every month and having a guest, it was really fun and easy to conversate with someone for about 40 to 45 minutes because I had someone to bounce ideas off of. I had someone to, like, when I had a point, they could be like, oh yes, or relate to it or bring on another topic, which is really fun and makes sense why people have co-hosts on podcasts. It's usually a two-man job because sometimes one person just is not enough, but it is enough when you're like me and you have one too many accents, which makes multiple personalities. So in all, really, you have multiple co-hosts on T-Money Talks. T-Money is multiple people, so thank you very much for listening, and Rasha as well. But yeah, anyway, so I just felt like I didn't know how to come back into T-Money Talks the way I know I want T-Money Talks to be to create the environment and that safe open space. I didn't know how to come back and just dive right back into it without having to vibe it out, try to help not only myself but also my listeners, like help us all ease into the journey of self-discovery, because that's what this podcast is. It's about me discovering who T Money is while hoping that my listeners, which is you who's listening to this right now, is discovering who you are as well, hoping that my journey help influences your journey, or at least helps you start your own journey, so that you can understand where everything I am saying, where it's coming from, or the ideas, or maybe you don't understand it at all, but somehow find a way to relate to it. That's what the whole idea of T Money Talks is. So I thought it was going to be really hard for me to just dive back into like, all right, here we go with learning how to cope with, learning about time and just talking, it was just, I felt easier to just vibe with no topic, with no certain subject, just really connecting to who I am again, which is something that is very important to do, is just to find the time to settle with yourself, to find the time to be alone with yourself, to be like, okay, right now is the time that I'm going to talk to myself, and we are going to check in and see how I'm doing, see what's been up, how are we feeling about everything that I have been doing, what I think I need to be doing more of, and it's good to have that check-in time, which is what this is right now. This podcast is me just checking in, so that come next week when I'll feel ready, like, okay, yes, I'm connected again to T Money Talks. We are going to dive deep into another layer of who T Money Talks is. And so that's what this is, and I'm so sorry I'm scatterbrained or repeatedly repeat myself over and over again. Truly, I do not mean it. I don't mean it one bit. I really don't. I just don't know why it happens. I think sometimes it's because I don't want to stop talking, because I'm afraid of having too much of a pause in the podcast, which is fine. I know when to have like breaks or something. I know. But for whatever reason, it's just sometimes I really need to just get myself ready to open up, to talk about whatever it is that's bothering me. And it's easier for me. I feel like it's easier for me, and I think for most people, to just start off talking about what they've been up to, starting off, well, here's what I've been doing. I've kind of just been organizing up my room. I got a great Himalayan salt lamp from CVS. Thanks, Jay and my mother. As well as a water fountain okay, I thought the batteries were dying, but no, the water fountain is working. Which I have on one of my dressers or nightstands, I guess. I don't really know what you would call them. Anyways, like a table of such. So I got those, and I feel like they just add so much to the room, because lately what I've also been doing is creating a safe space for me in my room, making it feel very open and positive and loving and caring, so that when people enter my room, I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel comforted. So if I ever do have other guests that are not my friends or family, that when people come to talk on T Money Talks with T Money as the host, of course, they will feel safe and comfortable, and as if they can open up to me about anything and everything if they would like to, So I'm trying to have my room be this safe, open space that I'm trying to create for everyone else, including myself. And right now I'm also almost have together my altar, my spiritual altar. I'm very excited for that. I have it in the perfect spot in my room, and I can't wait to finally wait for everything, to have everything so I could put it all together completely. And it's just gonna be, I think that's the final piece that I need, is for my altar to be complete, and then my room will finally feel the way it should feel, or should have felt always. But yes, so I've been doing a lot of self-work lately. I've been also been working on rebranding myself, rebranding my images, my socials. Because I feel like I know I have I have three main projects. Three main projects that I run. I got T Money Talks, or T Money, the image, the person who is T Money, which is myself. I have T Money. That's a creator. I am a creator. I have this podcast. I do TikToks. I haven't done YouTube videos yet, but I consider it often. Anyways, and then I also have Now or Never. Now or Never, it's my music. That one I do YouTubes. I have Instagram. I have Twitter. I have many things for my music, and then I also have another project which shall not be named. But except for that third project, it has a separate Instagram. It has a separate Twitter, whereas for T Money and my music, I use my Now or Never Instagram and Twitter for my TikToks and for my podcasts and those things as well. So I've kind of used my music social media accounts as my personal social media accounts as well. So it's kind of both jumbled together. So I've been kind of working on dejumbling them, getting to start again with the new Instagram and Twitter for my music, start all over with that, really rebrand the image, so everything looks a lot more professional. So I've been putting a lot of work on doing that, and then really focusing hard on my music. I've even been looking into getting the copyrights for my songs, so that I can finally distribute my music on Spotify, Apple, all that jazz, Pandora. I'll have it on every platform, any platform I could get it on. So I've really been putting in a lot of work lately, because I'm like, okay, I'm finally getting to the point in my healing process where I can move around. I could do things by myself again, but I'm quite not ready to go back to work, because I can't stand on my feet long enough I can't even stand for an entire hour. I can't stand on my feet for an hour without needing to sit down and being in intense pain. But I can do enough with periods of me sitting down. So I've decided, well, since I'm finally mobile enough to do things, I am finally putting in the work. I'm finally doing the things that I wish I could have been doing this entire time I've been healing. And although I do tend to get upset with myself about those things, about not having done all these things while in the beginning of my injury, but I have to remind myself that I wasn't capable of doing any of those things while in the beginning of my injury. I had to really focus on myself, and I have to now learn to stop bashing myself or hurting myself for not getting these things done, because I was physically incapable of doing those things, and that's okay. And now that I am physically capable to do things again, I am getting the stuff done. So it's not a matter of that I was being lazy. It's a matter of that I was literally not able to do it. And now that I am taking care of those things. So that has helped tremendously to finally start. I even had making lists on my phone in my notes, so that I know, and I'm checking things off as they go through. So I know, yes, you are making things. You are making, as the kids say, money moves. So yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna be creating a new Now or Never Instagram and Twitter. And then I will finally have pretty much a T Money Talks Instagram and Twitter as well, in the sense of you won't find it at T Money Talks, because it's kind of going to be T Money's treasure trove. It's going to be T Money something. And that will be where you could go to ask questions or say stuff about the podcast or anything. And that's where you'll find my TikToks and stuff like that, my personal things, the T Money things, and so you guys will finally have a place to go for that. So other than that, the only place you could really find any T Money related stuff, other than my my Twitter and Instagram, which is nowornever_band. You can also find me on TikTok. My TikTok is T_Money's Treasure Trove. That's T_Money's Treasure Trove. And that might become the T Money is like username for Twitter and Instagram, but I'm not entirely sure yet. You know, we're still vibing out. I'm brainstorming. I'm planning. I am taking everything slowly because I really want everything to go smoothly. I want everything to be as best as it can be. So I'm not making any moves. I'm not really telling people. I'm not telling everyone I go up to that I'm doing all these things. I'm just kind of planning in the dark in a sense. I'm keeping everything in. I'm doing it all with the door closed. I'm not letting a lot of people in on this because I'm putting in the work. I'm doing what needs to be done, and sometimes people can be a distraction, and I don't need distractions right now because I am already dealing with enough with the whole walking and all of that jazz. So I've been doing a lot of work lately, and it's been a lot of fun, and it finally makes me not feel lazy anymore because I was starting to get very lazy. If I'm being completely honest, I was starting to get used to being catered to because I couldn't walk for so long. It was starting to feel nice being able to be like, oh, can you get me a juice? And then like getting it, or oh, can you make me this? And can you get me that? You know, and never having to lift a finger. It was just it really was getting to me. So I had to stop myself from trying to continue to live a life like that when I know I'm capable of doing things for myself, because honestly it was starting to make me not walk as much because I knew someone would always get me something if I needed it, which is very nice. It's good to know I have people like that in my life, and of course it was family, but friends as well. However, I also knew that it wasn't good because it made me not want to walk as much. It made me not want to practice walking. It made me want to stay in the wheelchair more, and that is what was bad for me, is that was bad for my foot, because without the walking, how am I supposed to get better? How am I supposed to get out of the wheelchair? So I had to keep reminding myself of that so that I could stop being lazy and getting up and doing things for myself, which is hilarious because in the beginning all I wanted was to be able to do things by myself. Then by the end, when I finally gave in and let everyone do things for me, I didn't want to let go of that. So it's been fun, like readjusting everything. It's been fun, but also hard, if I'm being honest, because sometimes when I realize I could do something that I used to do again, that wasn't something that was once normal for me, is now kind of scary for me to realize that I could do again, because I see it as, wow, I guess I'm almost healed. Like I don't need help from anyone anymore. And I think not needing help now is the most scariest thing for me, because for so many months, which I know my recovery process and everything it didn't take years. It took a couple of months, yes, but it just, the journey, the trauma, the toll that it all had on me felt like it took lifetimes for me to fully like recover from this. Like the way it came, the way it happened, everything, it really made it felt like years have gone by since I've walked and I've done things. And so it's been really hard. So when I do wear, like when I wore pants recently for the first time, and that was so strange that when the first day that I could have worn pants, I didn't, because I kind of almost had a bit of a breakdown because I was able to wear pants again, because I was so used to wearing shorts, because I knew I can't wear pants because of my foot, because of my injury. That shorts became a comfort for me, that they became the new normal for me, that shorts became the only thing that I knew. The way this injury has made it feel, it's made me feel like I've lived a whole another life. I was reborn. I've started as as a baby, and I'm back again growing into an adult. And so having to wear pants again, that was something that's so strange, where it's almost like something I've done in a past life, even though it was something I literally done like just in January. But it's just the way this recovery has been happening, the way it's hit me. It's just been so, to me, it's felt like it's taken so long. So when normal things happen again, it's hard for me to accept it. It's scary for me to realize that, oh, I can wear pants. Like, I do like to wear pants, Like, it reminds me that I am healing. I'm not where I once was. I am farther. I am starting to slowly get back to the life I once had. Of course, I'm still a little bit slow when I walk, which is okay, but I'm walking. I'm not wearing a brace. I'm not using crutches. I'm not wearing a walking boot. I'm walking. I'm doing things for myself. So when I wear pants, or when I encounter something that I used to be able to do and I could finally do it again, it's really strange. But I'm learning to have to kind of sit there with those emotions and then just kind of let them be and let them go, let them flow away, because I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to be afraid. I could do things that I once was able to do. And that's literally the goal that we've been doing. That's why I've been going to physical therapy. That's the whole point of my whole healing process, is to go back to living the life I once did. And I feel like I finally feel like I'm starting to go back to the life I once had. And I just cannot express to you how long it has felt like to go through this. It's just felt like lifetimes. It's felt like so many lifetimes learning how to walk again. But I am forever grateful, and I know that the universe did this for a reason, and that they are preparing me for the greatness, for the blossoming that is happening. I could feel it. I could feel my power growing. I could feel that I am on the rise of great things. I know great things are coming my way very soon, very shortly, and I'm just excited, and which is why I'm putting in the work. I am making the money moves now, so that when my blossom happens, when my prime T money commences, when I reach my higher self, I will be all my places will be placed, my eggs will be hatched, my flowers will be bloomed, and everything will finally be what T-Money has always deserved. I am ready for everything. I am ready to accept my manifestations. But yeah, I've been just doing a lot of work on myself and just trying to go back to normal. It's been a lot of fun, and like I said, I really do hope you guys had a good Halloween. I also realized that daylight savings happened on Sunday, and that's probably why my day took a total shift, like a total slump turn. Was because now at 5 o'clock it looks like it's 10 p.m., which is ridiculous. I don't understand why we need daylight savings time. Truly, why it couldn't have ended earlier is beyond me. I am still baffled by the idea of daylight savings times. Anyways, but yes, that also adds into why my day took such a slump. But it's okay, because we're still living, we're vibing. Aw, the batteries on my fountain are dying, I think. I hope they last. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I just thought I couldn't hear them, and I've already replaced them another time since I bought them, and it hasn't even been 2 weeks. Ha ha ha. Anyways, yes, I'm having fun. I'm doing great. I hope you are doing great. I hope you are checking in on yourself. I'm hoping you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're taking time for yourself. You're taking time to listen to your body, to hear what you need, to be there for yourself, because in the end, it's you, yourself, and you. You got to be there for you. You got to love yourself. And I hope you are taking the best care of yourself that you can right now. Because, again, we are in a pandemic. So please go easy on yourself when you think you should be doing more than you are. Because trust me, you are doing amazing. You are doing the best you can right now. And that, my friend, that is all that matters. So I think that's how we should end this week's episode, is with me letting you know that we both deserve to be taken care of, and that is why we take care of ourselves, because we are doing great no matter the troubling times. So I hope that helped to lighten your day or lighten your mood or helped you in any way possible, because I truly do hope you are taking care of yourself. You deserve it. We all deserve the world, darling. Just keep your head up, believe, and don't worry. Your things that are coming, they're things that are coming. They're coming. I don't know. Anyways, until next time, guys, this is T Money saying live your life, because you're the only one who get it. All right, bye.